This land-bound rocket is known as a streamliner. It's the fastest wheel-driven vehicle on Earth. Its blown Keith Black motor churns up to 3,000 plus horsepower to propel its owner and driver, Al Teague, to a record-breaking speed of 432 miles per hour. At that speed, 2 football fields flash by every second. There's only one place on Earth the liners can run this fast, at the Bonneville Salt Flats. Bonneville has always attracted a wide and wonderful assortment of speedsters. But there's one style of race machine that has become almost exclusively associated with the Salt Flats, streamliners.
When I started drag racing, I went right to a dragster. That's drag racing. Bonneville, I believe streamliners are it's the ultimate class.
And to me, a streamliner is kind of the ultimate Bonneville way of doing things, and I just wanted the sleekest type of vehicle that I could design.
They would never be at the drag strip, they would never be on the street, they would never be seen anywhere else but Salt Flats.
Ray Baskerville, senior editor of Hot Rod magazine, has been coming to Bonneville since 1949. Ray is here for the Bonneville Speed Week, an event that happens only 4 times a year, a time when the dreams of speed can be tested and maybe realized. The star performers for this week are the streamliners.
It's driven by the rear 2 wheels, and it's about 36 inches wide in the rear, 21 inches wide in the front. So aerodynamically, it enters the air very thin, and the portion of the drag is towards the back of the car, which tends to stabilize it.
We're running an A-fuel streamliner and powered by a Chevrolet big block engine, supercharged on alcohol.
It has 2 turbo-offy engines, 1977 vintage, which were what they used at Indy prior to the Cosworth taking over. And they make probably 900 to 1,000 horsepower apiece with 38 inches of boost.
All 3 are hoping to break the land speed record for this class of 409 miles per hour, set by the Summer Brothers in 1965. None are lacking in experience. All have long track records at Bonneville.
Been running Streamliner since 1959 or 60. And before that, I've run motorcycles here in 57. I think I ran a motorcycle, and I've held the land speed record for motorcycles numerous times.
Our record high is 389 miles an hour. We have run right at 400 with the car, and we're hoping to do a lot better.
Started running up here with my dad, and something I've been running up here for over 20 years.
This is not the only category of streamliners that will be chasing records.
This is a streamliner car, which is built strictly for land speed racing. It's built only for running top speed. It doesn't have any suspension on the front of the car, and it's got a little bit of suspension on the back. As you can see, it's about 2 feet square and 24 feet long, so it's like driving a pencil. The acceleration in this isn't that good because it's a big, heavy car, and it's only got a Kawasaki Ninja motorcycle engine in it, and the transmission only has 6 speeds. It'll run maybe 150 or 180 miles an hour in first gear and may run up to 280 in top gear.
Scott Guthrie is looking to break the oldest record on the books.
The record that we're going to go after today and tomorrow is 245 miles an hour, and it's currently held by Sterling Moss driving an MG.
Mark Lingua is aiming to break the record for one of the smallest streamliner engine capacity classes.
It's got a 28 cubic inch engine, makes about 340 horsepower. It's gone over 240 miles an hour before up here. The record's 200 miles an hour now that we hold. We're trying to up it. We should be able to get up at 230 or 240.
There are no financial awards for breaking records here. This is truly an amateur sport. The only reward is the satisfaction of participating.
Only place where you can go racing and you can use backyard imagination.
It's a hobby type event, and you kind of do what you want to do in a way. You know, your ideas that are innovative, you can use them here. And when you're going down there, it's up to you and the machine to do, you know, the speed you got to do.
It's the last amateur sport
that there is that I know of as far as automotive racing goes. There's no big sponsors out here, and I think if there was, guys like me that do it out of their pocketbook just couldn't afford to do it any longer.
Jim Burknell and his wife Julie have both held speed records at Bonneville. This week, they're aiming to add 2 more with their 1050cc Kawasaki-driven Streamliner.
We're looking at it's a new record. It's open at 200, and we'd like to go after that record, which is gas, and the fuel record at 240. So we're going to try to get both those this time.
In order for a new record to be set, the driver must make 2 runs, the average of which is the final speed.
The way the records are broken here is that you have a 2-mile buildup, and then you go into a 2-mile or a 3-mile timing series of timing traps. And they give you your speeds to those traps. Those are all flying miles, and if your speed exceeds that of the standing record, then you are put in an impound area. You wait until a certain time to return, and then you come back and you're timed over that same series of timing traps, and they take an average, and if that average is higher than the existing record, then you're the new record holder.
In his first run, Al T clocked 413 miles per hour. Realizing that a long-standing record could be broken, a reverent hush descends on the salt flats for his return run. It's a disappointing 378 miles per hour. The old record still stands. On a subsequent run, Al set a new record of 425 miles per hour for a Streamliner blown fuel. Mark Lingua set a new record for K-Class blown fuel of 213 miles per hour. Both Jim Burknell and Scott Guthrie established new records in their classes. Don Vesco and Rick White were unsuccessful in their attempts, but they will be back. They always return. Bonneville has an irresistible lure.
We're all here because they know this is the happening. This is the holy grail of hot rodding, and you must do it or you lose the faith.